Hi guys, welcome back to Movies with Moya, and for your Christmas gift today I'll be reviewing Spider-Man No Way Home. Yes, the most anticipated release of the year. I watched it and I will be reviewing it. And just heads up, this video has a little bit of spoilers, so if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it and come back to this video. Make sure you save it and come back. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure to subscribe to Movies with Moya and follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Movies with Moya. Okay, so as usual, I have to give you guys a little synopsis before I get into the review of the movie. As I said, this review has a little bit of spoilers, so if you have not watched it yet, go watch it and come back to my video. So, in terms of the synopsis, this movie gave us everything they said they would in the trailer. So as you saw in the trailer, Spider-Man asked Doctor Strange to make everyone forget that he is Spider-Man. So, Peter Parker did not want anyone to remember that Peter Parker is Spider-Man because it was starting to affect him and his friends, particularly MJ and Ned, right? So, his identity got revealed when he got into that battle with Mysterio, and everybody knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. But now that MJ and Ned and himself, they're applying to MIT is actually using the fact that he is Spider-Man against him and his friends, because they're like, oh, Spider-Man's a criminal, he's always getting into trouble, just wreaking havoc on the place. And you have all these journalists, especially John J. Jameson, making him look like he's a bad guy. So everyone's against him right now. So he really is begging Doctor Strange to make everyone forget. But in true Spider-Man fashion, especially with this new Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man, he is very troublesome. And when Doctor Strange is trying to cast the spell to get everyone to forget that he is Spider-Man, he kind of messes it up by, constantly interrupting Doctor Strange, as I said, in true Spider-Man fashion, causing the spell to mess up, the different dimensions. And that is why we see all these villains coming back, the Sinister Six. That's why we see them come back, because the multiverse has been messed with, and these villains are coming back from the alternate dimensions. So, with that said, let me get into my review. So, what I loved about the movie the most is the whole nostalgic feel. Like, this movie was a perfect Christmas gift, perfect way to end the year, because it brought together so many things we've been wanting as Spider-Man fans for years. So how the age-old debate about who's the best Spider-Man actor? Is it Andrew Garfield? Is it Tobey Maguire? Is it Tom Holland? Because they all have their different sets of Spider-Man movies. We started with Tobey Maguire, then we saw Andrew Garfield, and now we have Tom Holland, the one that plays the Spider-Man in the Avengers. And we always wondering, how Marvel and Sony really going to bring this together? I feel like we never thought about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we knew that the multiverse exists, but I for one never thought that Marvel would actually use the concept of the multiverse to bring all three actors together. Like, everybody was really wondering about that with the trailer, and yes, the trailer hinted that all three Spider-Verse, and you had all those theories out, all three Spider-Men would be there. And like, I think that's what everybody was hoping for, and they delivered. They brought all three of the different Spider-Man actors in one place, and as I said, it felt like all our lifelong questions were answered. Bringing in Tobey, bringing in Andrew, having Tom, you couldn't help but feel like your inner child was satisfied, because that's exactly how I felt when I saw the different villains. Like, I had flashbacks to like different scenes in the original Spider-Man movie, in the Amazing Spider-Man, because like, you remember these people, you remember Electro, you remember Dr. Ock. So like, having all of them back just brings back that deep sense of nostalgia, and the fact that all three of the different Spider-Man actors were there working together, it was just satisfying, because I feel like we all love them. There's never been a Spider-Man that we hated. There's never been a Spider-Man movie that did not work. Like, even if it wasn't the greatest Spider-Man movie, like, all the Spider-Man movies were just pleasant, fun, wholesome, and we just love Spider-Man. So seeing all of, you know, his lifetime, like, you know, everything that's ever happened to the Spider-Man character in all of these different movies just come back in this one was so fulfilling. And I think that is why it was a hit, because that is what the fans expected. That's what they suggested in the trailer when they showed all the different villains of the Sinister Six, and when they hinted at the fact that the different actors would be there. And I think that is why this movie was such a hit, right? So yes, the nostalgia was the biggest thing for me. And then the next thing was the fact that they brought it together so nicely. Like, the plot was so great. It made me cry, it made me emotional, it made me laugh, because as I said, they had all these references. For example, when Jamie Foxx says he expected Spider-Man to be black in at least one universe, and we all knew he was hinting at Miles, you know, like, all those references made me laugh. References to the original movie, you know, seeing the Spider-Man people interact with each other, you know, the different ones. And also the fact that they were able to take this and connect it to the multiverse. That was a really good plot line, and I loved that. I really do love that. I loved how it was still, you know, like, I feel like from the beginning, Spider-Man's story was like centered around MJ. If you watch the original Spider-Man, he's talking about how all of this started over a girl, and then the ending of this Spider-Man ends with him having them, you know, having everybody forget that he's Spider-Man, and he goes to MJ and he still doesn't tell her that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, you know, and he doesn't remind her of all that they've been through. It's just like, wow, this plot is amazing. The plot was great, the nostalgia was there, and the actors were perfect for this role. I love, like, for me, Tobey Maguire has a special place in my heart, because that's the first Spider-Man I saw, and like, sorry, I can't get over him. And I just think Andrew Garfield is so sexy. But I also think Tom Holland is perfect as the role of the Spider-Man, you know, the one that's connected to the Avengers. So the acting was just superb. Like, I could not imagine anybody else in that position, this main Spider-Man in this movie, No Way Home, other than Tom Holland. So he was perfect. Zendaya, as always, was perfect as MJ, you know. Actor for Ned, he was good too, you know. Like, Marissa for Aunt May, you know, she was hot, and she was great as Aunt May. As in, it was a 10 out of 10 movie. As I said, it was a perfect way to end the year. I'm not gonna give it 10 though. I'm gonna give it 9. I don't know. Tell me below if I should have given it 10. I don't know. I just feel in my soul to give it 9. But it was just a beautiful movie. With that said, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna be ending off this year with a bunch of Marvel reviews, so look out for that. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Please follow me on Instagram and TikTok at with Moya. And if you like my comment, remember to share it with your friends and like my content. I feel like I said comment. If you like my content, please share it with your friends. Please remember to leave a like and a comment. And thank you all for watching. Bye.